Hello, streamers! Oh, an exciting day, an exciting week around here in the streaming world. And I brought on a special guest to share in the news. We've got Melanie! I couldn't find my button. We
got it right. Yes.
Melanie is going to be walking us through all of the brand new StreamYard updates. A lot of you guys use StreamYard.
And a special friend.
Yes, I see. Does he have a name?
Puddles. His name is Puddles.
Puddles.
I have no idea where or how that came about, but his name is Puddles.
Oh no, Power Shield danced like we were during the countdown timer, and then that stream couldn't hear the music.
Dang it.
Oh, that sucks. It happens. It has happened to me as well. So we're going to be going over all of the StreamYard updates as well as just open Q&A if you guys want to just talk about anything and everything live streaming today. So it is, we'll take the first, few minutes at the beginning of the show to kind of just go over all of those things. Those of you who've been waiting to use Stream Deck with StreamYard,
here we go.
So, you ready to dive in?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if everybody's ready for this. This is massive stuff. You all better get ready. Get the pencils out. I don't know what you got to do. I mean, this is big stuff.
Huh?
So, all right. So here's what I want everyone to understand. So StreamYard is on, I don't know what they're doing. They're drinking extra coffee. I don't know what's going on, but they have just been going crazy releasing new features. And so Lurie and I have been chatting, and there's some major updates, major features. There's also a lot of improvements to a lot of features that were there before, but they have more coming too. That's what's crazy. Lurie, I don't even know if you know that. There's actually more features coming before the end of the year. So here's the deal. I want to go through a few of these things with you because sometimes it can be hard to keep up when platforms make updates or change, or maybe you're live streaming, maybe you're using StreamYard, but maybe you're only using certain parts of StreamYard. You may not notice some of those updates. But also, I hope that some of these updates will also help others who have been super chat! Woo! I also hope that some of these updates that have come out, if anybody's been waiting for something, or maybe you've dabbled in live streaming before and used StreamYard before, when you see some of these things I talked to you about today, I hope that they will bring you back to it, because here's what's cool. These applications that help us create live videos make it so fun, because you can literally just log in with the click of some with your mouse and now hotkeys. You can actually make these amazing professional streams, and you don't have to be like this video producer or have all this video experience or any of these things. That's what's so exciting. But what's really exciting is that these applications continue to get better and better and better. And so get going live now. Get going live today. Get in there, because it's just going to get more exciting. It's just going to get more fun. So the first thing I want to talk about isn't necessarily like a feature update, but it's something that's important that everybody knows. And Lurie, I'm not sure if you've talked about this on your show yet, but LinkedIn. So you can use StreamYard to go live on LinkedIn. So it's one of the few applications that you can actually, so LinkedIn requires a third-party application in order to go live, right? It also requires approval.
It won't give me access, but whatever. Okay, it's fine.
I might be able to get you hooked up on that one. I had an insight. I applied 8 times, and
I know,
I'm
me too.
Who am I? I guess I'm a fraud. I'm here trying to help people with live video, and I can't even get LinkedIn to say yes to me. But I did have an insider get me hooked up. But LinkedIn Live is a great platform. It's a great place to go live, but you do have to use a third-party application in order to do it. So StreamYard is one of those applications. And so what's important to know about LinkedIn Live is simply this. They recently came out. They used to only allow you to schedule a stream 7 days in advance. They've now lifted that. So you can actually schedule your live event, your live stream, your live interview much further in advance. I don't even know if there is a limitation. If anything, it's going to be probably 30 days. But they also have changed the way that it works. So when you schedule that live broadcast, you go into StreamYard, you schedule the live. It used to create an actual LinkedIn event. And then you would go live, and there it was. Now they have live events. So they have LinkedIn live events, and then they have LinkedIn events. So that's just something simple to understand. One of the things that's interesting about LinkedIn too is that, when you use StreamYard and you go schedule a broadcast and you decide, ooh, I want to make a change, I want to change the title, or I want to update the description, you can edit the description and the title for Facebook, YouTube, any of them, but LinkedIn had a limitation. It will not let you edit it. However, you can now go into LinkedIn directly to that live event, and you can actually edit the information right inside of LinkedIn. So that's also something for everyone to know.
For
and
all of
then
you. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Who here is using LinkedIn Live? I want to know if anyone in your audience is using LinkedIn Live.
There are a few, but not a ton. Just because LinkedIn's so stingy with the invites at the moment, right? Because they're still on a very slow
Seems to be very random as well. It seems to be very random.
It does. So can we jump to the good stuff? I mean, LinkedIn is great. LinkedIn is great.
Totally.
Can we jump to the hotkeys?
Oh my God, you want to go straight into hotkeys? You don't want to make anybody wait?
Oh, I don't know. Should we make them wait?
You guys, we have amazing StreamYard updates for you all. So, Luria, let's jump into hotkeys. Let's get it right out of the gate.
Well, this is such a big topic, right? So I just want to make sure that people have this, but don't go away, because then we're gonna talk about other amazing things as well. Some that I'm very excited about for us. So this is a video that I'm working on currently. So we will have a full tutorial on the hotkeys and Stream Deck capability, but go ahead and set this up, and then we'll just kind of go through it right now. And then you guys subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, because next video coming out right about this.
You always make it so simple too. I always love Luria's tutorials because she tells you what you need to know. She gets to the point, and it makes it so easy. So I'm excited for your tutorial. I will probably watch it myself. So here's the way this works. So yes, StreamYard now has hotkeys. So when you go into your account and you go to your settings, you are now going to see a tab for hotkeys. Now, these are essentially keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so Shift G or Shift 9, whatever, they will actually control certain things in StreamYard, including switching from solo layout to your interview layout, sharing your screen, sharing your video, all those types of things, turning your camera on, muting your microphone. And so it's really great. The keyboard shortcuts are awesome because, it's just kind of one of those things where you can have it right there and you can use it. But if you have a Stream Deck, which I know many of you do in this audience, because Luria has done such a good job helping everyone understand how awesome these Stream Decks are, and I hope you listened to her and got the big one, by the way. That's important. But so what's cool, because we have hotkey functionality inside the platform, you can map those hotkeys to your Stream Deck buttons. Now, what's really cool, the other thing
hold on.
Great,
you're not seeing what
go ahead.
There you go. This is my entire StreamYard Stream Deck profile right there.
Look at you. Look at that. I love it. You've already got all custom on it too.
Yeah, baby.
So here's what's really great is that StreamYard also is making it very easy for us to get started with this. So you can custom map these. You can change those hotkeys right inside of the StreamYard platform. So if you want to make that, if maybe you're using some of those shortcuts, those keyboard shortcuts for other applications, so you might want to update them. But if not, they actually have also built a Stream Deck profile. What? So you literally can download the Stream Deck profile and just open it up and add it to your Stream Deck, and you've got a profile ready to go. You did do it the hard way.
No one told me this.
You did do it the hard way.
Hold on. Okay, so here's my Stream Deck. Right. Oops, we went into hotkeys, and then I just need to search StreamYard.
So you can't. I think you can in there. Again. You have to go to the store, but you can actually go to I just put a link. So StreamYard put a support article up that basically tells everyone how to do this. And there is a hyperlink in there where you can actually download that profile from a folder. So it'll just download it on your computer. And if you double click on that Stream Deck profile, voila, it now has added all of those buttons and those keyboard shortcuts to your Stream Deck. Boom. So they've made it very easy. Once again, turnkey. This is something they've been working on for over a year. It's been requested, as you know, over and over and over and over and over again. And so they've been working on making sure that they did it right. And they wanted to also make sure that one of the things I love about StreamYard is that one of their number one priorities is to make sure that the application doesn't become too complicated. They really want it to be easy to use. They want it to have a good user interface. And so, there's a million bells and whistles that could be done. And believe me, some of them I wish were there. But I do love how easy StreamYard is to use for not only a beginner, but as a professional like myself, I can use StreamYard and create amazing live streams. And so now with this hotkey thing, they made it easy, which is one of the things I love about them is they took their time because they wanted to make sure that it was intuitive, but also that it wasn't going to be something that people had to spend hours to figure out how to do. You literally download this thing, you open it up, and voila, you've got the hotkeys on your Stream Deck.
So I just kind of want to show you guys, like, we're going to change layouts if I can do this. Let's see how talented I am. We're going to change layouts, right? All the different layouts that you can do. Everything is, set up. I hit the wrong button. See, I'm not that talented at doing this. There we go. There's the side by side, right? We've got multiple different kind of options that you can use and set up. And then you also have the ability to do like, to share your screen the wrong way. Pull up the branding. Notice how like on the side here, right here is the branding section, right? So if we want to pull up comments, then we would be able to see all of our live comments at that time. We could change to the banners section, right? That we can do like little lower third banners. So not everything is controllable through the hotkeys.
Right.
But
that's correct. As of right now, this is actually phase 1, and I want to make sure everybody knows that. This is version 1. So this is not the, hey, here are hotkeys and this is all we're doing. Like, this is version 1, which is exciting. So there are going to be more functions that come. They're going to be doing other things. So this is literally version 1 of the hotkeys. So as Lori was saying, one of the things they wanted to do was that in StreamYard, you have those different tabs, which are where you pull up overlays. Then you have to be in a different tab to add your lower third banners, and then even a different tab for seeing and displaying comments. And one of the things that people kept asking was, hey, I wish there was an easy way to just quickly toggle between those. And so they did make one of the hotkeys is essentially toggling between those tabs so that you can just, I mean, if you think about it, you want to be looking into the camera. That's so important when it comes to engaging with your audience. You don't want to always be looking down and looking over to the side and finding your mouse and then moving your mouse to the right spot. So now with just the quick click of a button, you can control many of those functions inside StreamYard that were easy to do before with your mouse, but now are even easier if you do have a Stream Deck, or of course, if you want to use the keyboard shortcuts. You don't have to have a Stream Deck to use these hotkeys.
Very good point. Yes, hotkeys just keyboard only is all you really need. You just need to memorize and have kind of some practice with which hotkeys do what. But you could totally do this without a Stream Deck. So very, very good point. Remember, guys, like, I've got a full tutorial on how to set all of this up, how to use it as a keyboard, how to use it as a Stream Deck, like all of the things. So I know that you guys are cracking me up in the comments, especially Joe Mobley. Just very, very excited about this because he just got a Stream Deck. So congrats.
You can use it with you can use it with StreamYard. You can use it with that. Absolutely. I saw that someone wanted, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I would love to be able to drag in photos in real time without making an overlay.
Keith, you should stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just stay tuned. Like I said, lots of things in the works.
All right. So that's, I know, one of the things that people were the most excited about because that's kind of like the big question of the year for StreamYard. But they have a whole bunch of other things as well. So walk us through what else StreamYard has updated.
Let's talk about, I'm just going to jump right into the other super crazy exciting thing. This is a huge, huge, huge thing. I think that this is a big differentiator. I think that this is going to open up doors for so much opportunity for streamers, and that is what's called StreamYard Teams. And what StreamYard Teams is, I was hoping you'd be excited about this. And
I'm so excited about this.
This is one of those things where, so what StreamYard Teams is, everyone bear with me. So here's the way this works. You log into your StreamYard account. You now can add other teammates to your StreamYard. And what that means is you can add somebody to come in and be a co-host. So for example, if I'm streaming and I have Lori on my show, which she's gonna be on my show, I can literally make her a co-host of that show.
I remember agreeing to that.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, I got the text. I got the text to prove it.
All right,
I got it in like it's like a concrete contract right there in my text messages. No, literally. So if I wanted Lori to come in, right? And because she does have a StreamYard account, I can simply add her as a co-host to my StreamYard account, which what that does is when we go live, that allows Luria to also help me produce the show. So she can display comments. She can click on an overlay to display an overlay. She can change the layout. So if, like what she's doing right here, this is really smart, by the way, what Luria is doing. When you have a guest on and they are talking, go ahead and feature them. That does a couple things. It lets you take a break, but also it creates a more interesting show. Well, that co-host, sometimes that's hard to do when you're the one talking. So I could talk and then I'd have to look back down, find the button, click it to bring Luria back on. With your co-host, they can actually do some of that for you while you are focused on the camera and focused on the content. So super, super, super exciting when it comes to doing shows with other people. That co-host could also just be your support. So like
Remote
we all know who
production,
Callie is, right?
right?
Yeah, Callie could be like behind the scenes on her couch, hanging out and like helping do the exact same thing that we just described. She could be producing the show for us.
We're not going to let Callie do that, guys. Don't worry.
We're not? Okay,
no,
okay.
No.
We're not Callie.
I'm
Callie.
just teasing.
We all love Callie though.
But you know why I'm so excited about Teams? Not only from this kind of co-host.
I think I know why. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm about to say there's one thing about StreamYard that has always really frustrated me, and Mel knows this. And that's the authentication process. And so for me, like who has a team, right? Paul is always in my account working on graphics. Daniel goes in there to test things. Mel does takeovers. What?
I said, I've been in there.
Yeah, you're in there doing takeovers and setting things up. And, there's a lot of people, because we are a team, who have to be in there. And every time somebody logs in, I have to go into my email and accept or give them the code. Now that's all for security, so I can't complain about that. But at the same time, I'm like, I want easier access for the team. So this is super, super, super exciting to me.
Well, also what's nice about this is that this allows you, so when you add someone as a teammate, okay, you can also remove them. So you could have someone come on. So Luria could make me a co-host if she wanted to. If I do a takeover, then I can run a stream for her. But then she can literally say, bye-bye, and then I can be basically booted from her team, which is fine. So you can have better control over who's in there and out of there. And that's one of the things that I think people were wanting is, yes, you could give somebody access, let them log into your account. But then if you wanted to revoke their access, you had to contact support and say, hey, can you log me out of all the instances? Yeah. So that was always kind of a pain. It is kind of a good security feature, the way StreamYard has their the way you log in set up. However, it does add some limitations. And so this was one of their answers to that. But here's what's really great about this as well, is that you can actually, so they have 3 levels of user status, and there's owner, admin, and co-host. So you have different levels to look at. They may be adding another profile as well that's more like a producer style, but it's really nice because, again, if you have a guest, you want to bring them in. If you're running a summit, if you're running a virtual event and you just want to use StreamYard, you can have all these people help you do the show. And so it just opens up a lot of opportunity with how you use the application with other people. And one of the things I love about it is, again, being able to have backstage support. So I know that some streams, we have, over 100 people watching right now. Sometimes the comments can get a little crazy. And you as the host, you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm having a really hard time knowing which comments to pull up to, address the questions, because I'm focused on my slide I'm sharing, or I'm focused on all these other things. And it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, somebody else can be backstage supporting you. Help me. Hey, Doug.
God, that was perfect timing, because you said backstage as soon as Doug was back behind you.
Back behind me. That's pretty funny.
That was great.
Yeah. So what's kind of interesting about this is, again, it allows for more people to come in and support you, but again, without you giving the entire keys, literally the keys to your account. Yes. And so StreamYard Teams is huge. They announced this earlier in the year at one of their live summits, and now it's here. Again, this is version number 1, but there's something really important that I need to make sure everybody knows about with this. So everybody gets 2 seats in their account. Now keep this in mind. One of those seats is you as the owner, okay? So you are getting an additional seat. And Luria, everybody, all accounts. I think this is crazy generous. I mean, but hey, they don't pay me the big bucks to make these decisions, but I think this is crazy generous that absolutely everybody gets, bye Doug, that absolutely everybody gets. Everybody gets an extra teammate. So all of you, everybody who uses StreamYard gets to go have somebody. You can bring them in, bring them out, whatever you want.
Okay.
So literally, I think that's crazy awesome, but you can add more seats as well. So if you have bigger teams, like Luria has a bigger team, you can add more seats. That is going to cost extra, but right now they are running a limited time sale on those extra seats. So if this is something interesting to you, grab a hold of this, get on it, go after it, because it's a limited time thing that they're doing right now. But this is such a cool thing. I love this because of the collaborations. And Lori, I think you know how I feel about this. Collaborations and having guests and having other, like, it just opens the doors for more types of shows. And one of those things is that you bring this person into your account as a teammate, and let's say you're co-hosting a show together, they can add their destinations as well. So as long as you're on one of the paid plans that allows you to multi-stream, you can now stream to your pages, but you can also stream to your co-host pages as long as they add their pages as a destination. So again, this is opening the doors up for some really great secure collaborations.
Yeah, perfect. And I just want to clarify, do they have to have their own account? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a great question, and people may have lots of questions about this. I will say StreamYard's been, we did a show on Wednesday, and just today, Dana and Julie did a show answering a ton of questions about this too. But yeah, there's a couple things to know. They do have to have a StreamYard account, but they don't have to have a paid account. They can just have a free account. So, your teammates can just have that simple thing. Now, this is something crazy to think about. In order to do some of this before, you had to kind of have, everybody had to have all these fancy things to do all these multi-streaming collaborations. You don't have to now. So you can actually get with some people and say, hey, let's partner up. Let's use one account. Let's just create, a team, and we'll pay a lot less, because those seats are a lot less than having a full professional or full basic plan account. But no, to anyone with a free plan can be a person in your account. And there's no limitation with how many teams you can be a part of. One of the questions we got, which people may have, is,
I'm sorry, this is
I
awesome.
stream every day and I've never seen you guys before. This is awesome.
Keith, welcome to our club. We're glad you found us.
It's always a party. You could get one team with this. For this version right now, everybody gets one team. So keep in mind that if you bring a teammate on, they essentially have access to any of your streams. So you can't limit a teammate to just a stream. So if you have 3 streams scheduled, they technically could go in and, touch those streams. So if you need extra teams and more layers of, usability and access, then you might want to look into StreamYard Business. People actually, I think, are very unaware that we also have a StreamYard Business plan that gives you all of these things I'm talking about and more. So a lot of really cool things. Those bigger companies, maybe with large companies, like enterprise companies, they should really consider StreamYard Business. It's actually a really, really great plan.
Awesome. VSG says, so if I'm getting the free trial from y'all, I want to do collabs. What is the feature I should buy now?
Oh.
Because it's limited?
Oh. Okay, so essentially, Teams is, if you go create an account, whether you use my link, Lori's link, or no link at all, you're going to open up you're going to get a free account no matter what. If you use our links, you're actually going to get a 2-week free trial on the professional plan, which gives you all the features, absolutely everything. Every plan gets a free seat for an extra teammate. So even if you just open up a free account, you actually are going to get that free seat no matter what. If you want to buy additional team seats, then you want to buy those now, add them to your account. Right now, I believe they're 5 seats for $15, and that will go up. So if you're going to be using that in the future, then go ahead and snag those extra seats now, because you're going to get them at a discounted rate. But as far as the feature you want to use to do these collabs, you want to basically you want to be able to have that co-host come in. Now, the other thing that is really important to distinguish here is that when a co-host is in your account, it's different than when you invite a guest to be in your show. So when you are using StreamYard, you're going to get, create your broadcast, you're going to get a link that you send to your guest, and then they join, and they have this very easy, simple, user interface for them. It makes it very nice for them to join your stream. But as a co-host, you don't use the invite link. They're just in there. They just join. They're backstage. They can bring themselves up and take themselves down and all those things. So it is different. And
that essentially looks like this, right? The controls to be able to remove or to add or to change all of this. As a guest, you don't see that. So my laptop is coming in as a second guest, right now. So you have you would, as a co-host, you would have the ability to do all of that. So just important to kind of recognize the differences for sure. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay. So much good stuff. We've covered LinkedIn integration. We've covered Hotkeys, baby.
Oh, it's a big one. It's a
And
big one.
Stream Deck integration. And also, we just got done talking about Teams. There's a lot more to cover, so I want to kind of go through the rest pretty quickly so that we can open up for questions. But you guys, like, this is your time to ask about anything StreamYard related, because Mel is a representative. You do the word.
I am a huge StreamYard evangelist. That's really the best.
There you go,
way to put it.
evangelist.
I'm kind of obsessed.
Yes.
I'm kind of obsessed with StreamYard. StreamYard was a game changer for me. It made marketing myself fun again, and it like ever since I got going with StreamYard and really using it, you know, in fact, it's funny, Gloria, it's been about a year since I have gone live every single week consistently. So you'd be super proud of me.
Wow,
and StreamYard's
congrats.
made that possible. Yeah, thanks. It's just been fun. And I am a huge evangelist. I am a content contributor. I do live shows for them. And so, yeah, I'm definitely repping StreamYard because I freaking love it that much. Like, that's how it works. So, yeah, so for sure. Okay, let's, the next feature I want to talk about, which I think is pretty, honestly, it's just that it just goes to show how StreamYard is focused on the user interface. What they've recently done is they've added what's called a video library. Now, what's really cool about StreamYard is when you go live or even just use the record only feature to create a video, you can actually they are going to save a recording for you. So you know how like you can go live on YouTube or even Facebook, and yes.
You mean the recording library, not inside of here, the interface.
So if you go back, if you want to share my screen, actually,
okay,
I've got it up. Yeah, if you want to do that, I've got it up.
I didn't even see that you did that. Look at you.
It's okay. It's like sneaky over here. Just a little sneaky snake sharing the screen. Yeah, if you are able to add that. But there we go. So yeah, so this is essentially the video library. Okay, so this is all of my past streams. So, you know, basically, if you go live, it's going to automatically save a copy for you, and you are going to have a storage limit. So literally, this makes it so much easier to go in and download that video. If you might want to repurpose it, maybe upload it to IGTV, maybe edit it, add some clips out of it. Maybe you just want to download the audio. This actually, StreamYard allows you to just download audio, which is awesome for podcasters. But what they've done recently is they've actually changed the interface. Now we have this library where we can go in and we can actually see all of our past live streams. We can, load them all. We can delete them from here. You can actually bulk delete as well if you want to save that storage space. But the next thing that's kind of part of this, which I think is really, really great, is if you go into a video, which I'll go into one of these videos.
Okay, and I'm sharing your screen.
Yep. So here's a recent video I did last week. And if you go down here to these three dots, you're going to notice download recording, which is what we were just talking about. But then you're going to see embed and share.
Nice.
So embed, yeah, this is huge. So embed and share is going to then give me two options. I'm going to get a link where I can actually send that out to my email list. I can share it with somebody else. I can do whatever I want. I can add it. I can embed it somewhere in another blog post or anything else. And it's going to actually just pull that video up in a nice, clean StreamYard UI. Now, why is this important? Well, maybe you're trying to reach an audience that isn't on social media and you want to share a recent stream that you did. So, streaming to social media is great, but there are a lot of people that just, quite frankly, aren't really active on social media. And so maybe you're trying to reach that kind of audience. This is actually pretty big for anyone trying to reach a younger demographic. Maybe there's some accessibility issues as well, and you're trying to make sure that you can reach those people. This gives you a way to do it. This is also a great way to just simply quickly share something without the distractions of social media. So we get on social media, we start watching a YouTube video, and what do we see? We see all kinds of other stuff, and we might navigate away from the video. What are you talking about? I'm not like that. So that's what's kind of nice too, is it's kind of one simple page. But the embed feature also, it's going to allow you to take that live stream, that past live stream, embed it in a blog post, embed it in a landing page, and you can they'll give you that embed code. So that's actually super great. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I will tell you that I think there's even more enhancements in 2022 coming to this video library and the things that we're going to be able to do with these past live streams. So super cool feature that I love as well.
I just want to make sure, I think we have a miscommunication on this. Is it like having an unlisted video link on YouTube?
So it's similar but different. And so one thing you can do with StreamYard that I actually don't think people realize is you can actually stream to YouTube. You can stream to, it's going to default to a public live stream, but you can also make it an unlisted, and you can also even make it private if you want. And so that's great for if you want like exclusive content that you maybe only want certain people to be able to watch you live, then you'd want to use an unlisted. This is different, and here's why it's different, because it's on this is playing a video from the StreamYard cloud. So all these videos that are saved into the StreamYard video library are saved on the StreamYard cloud. The YouTube ones, those are saved over on YouTube, right? And so that's just kind of a different thing. Now, if somebody watches an unlisted video on YouTube, they're going to have, again, all those distractions of things. But then at the end of that video, it's going to all of a sudden show them more content. Like, hey, you might be interested in this video, which could be from a competitor, by the way. It's happened, and it happens all the time. So
Yes,
you literally, so when you are controlling those links, it's similar, but it's just, it might be something that you would want to consider. So this has been asked for a lot by a lot of people for a lot of different business cases. And so it's just another cool thing that's really come out with, that they've come out with.
So many possibilities. Yes. I mean, as you know, StreamYard keeps adding things to their setup, you do have lots more possibilities, right? You know, the benefit, as we were talking about before, of StreamYard is that it is browser-based. You don't have to download anything. It is super easy to just get started with. But Melanie, and with all of the new updates, like Melanie's really shown me how it can be used more professionally as well, which is pretty impressive. And also, I just want to tackle this. If we have an active StreamYard account, you're not going to get 2 weeks free. That is for new customers only, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and what I always tell people is, honestly, if you really want to go dabble and practice and see what these professional features are like, then you can absolutely create another account with a different email. As long as you have a different email address, you can create another account. You can do one of those trials, and then I don't care if you upgrade or not. I mean, like I always tell people, like, I love the platform. I actually think that the free version is crazy generous. I think you get so many, you can do interviews, you can share your screen, you can, pull up banners and tickers. You can do a lot of really great things with just the free plan. You're only going to have that StreamYard watermark, which, by the way, I got the answer on why there's a duck in the logo.
Oh, you did?
But
okay,
so the little duck.
Cheeky asked earlier, why does StreamYard have a picture of a duck in the logo? And that is, oh crap, I forgot the name.
So here's the deal, okay? Dan and Gage are the founders of StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
They are not marketers. I love this story. I think this is cute. So they were like, well, streaming, live streaming, like streaming. They knew they wanted an animal in their logo and in their branding, right?
Doesn't everybody love animals? I mean, that's all I watch on TikTok.
Right? Literally. I mean, where's the Abby Cam when we need it, right? Like, literally, it's just one of those things. People do love animals. And so they knew they wanted an animal in their brand. And so they kept thinking like, okay, well, what kind of animal is involved in streams, right? And so the duck
took me a second.
So I know. So like the ducks are in streams and in yards. So StreamYard, and there's a duck. So
there you go.
There you
Hi,
go.
Paddles.
Because I think they came up with the name first, and then they decided they wanted an animal that was in yards and streams, and so they came up with the duck.
Hilarious.
And they did name the duck Puddles. So the duck his name is Puddles. And if you want one of these free, cute little stuffed animals, join their town hall on Sundays. They always do giveaways, and sometimes they give those away.
Okay, I'm just going to take a total break for a second and just go off on a tangent, because I was at VidSummit, right? And StreamYard was there, of course. We were hanging out, and I took a duck home. I took one of Puddles home, and I hope that they're not going to hate me for this.
Did it get destroyed?
No. Well, actually, I don't know yet, but I gave it to my sister's dog, who is an amputee. So he has 3 legs, and he's like this bound of energy, right? And I was just like, I had it, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. And that dog loves toys, and so I pulled it out. And my sister said he is never as excited as he was to see this toy. Like, he gets toys all the time. And he was so excited about this particular one. So I'm sorry, Puddles. I do apologize for giving it to the dog. But I mean, it made a dog happy.
Okay. Thanks for the stuffed animal. I gave it to my sister's dog. but our dog
probably
loves
shouldn't
it
tell
and
that
is so
story.
excited about it. Okay, we're good. We got this.
Okay,
Good recovery
okay.
on that one. Meanwhile, I'm gonna message Joanne and say, hey, can you send Luria a whole box of puddles? I'm gonna make Callie like decorate your whole place with puddles everywhere and surprise you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Don't be shocked if that happens. I'm gonna make it happen.
I bet you will. Okay.
So there's a couple more things. There's
Yes.
a couple little things that are like just again improvements to the UI. So one of the things about if you're on a basic plan or a pro plan, you can upload your own custom overlays, right? We see Luria use overlays all the time. You can upload your own overlays right in StreamYard as well. So this is super great if you want to add some calls to action, if you want to kind of customize the look and feel of your stream. You can upload animated GIFs that are transparent. And I did a show with Luria like almost a year ago all about that, and it was way fun. So there's that. But you can also, upload videos. And so you can actually upload videos that you play either before you come on screen or midstream. What was kind of annoying before is if you had a show and you had all these different graphic assets that were custom to that show, you had to upload them one at a time, and it kind of took some time. Now you can actually bulk upload all these assets. So super easy. It's control, and then it's highlight them all on your computer. It's command on your Mac, and you highlight them and you upload them. Just saves a bunch of time. Just, again, a little improvement to the UI. And then they've also increased recording limits. So if you are using StreamYard to basically record videos for your YouTube channels, but not live stream, which is also another great feature as well. They've increased those limits so you can actually create more and you have more hours to do that. But then, so the last kind of feature update that I think is actually pretty cool is something that has been requested by a lot of people for a long time. And this is a new layout. So they now have a picture-in-picture layout. So when you're sharing a video, sharing a screen, you can actually share, but also have it that screen share be full screen, but then you're still in the screen as well. So there you go. Luria's showing.
I don't
yes,
have a good
is.
screen to share. Sorry.
It's okay. So if you'll notice there are two. Oh, go back. There. Oh, hey.
This is confusing. This is really confusing. Hold on.
I might be able to. I'm not going to be able to do anything better than you. There we go.
That might look a little less confusing there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if Luria was doing a demonstration or showing something, for example, so Luria, I'm going to have you click on the old layout, which is just to the left of the pip layout.
This one.
Right there. Yep. This is what you saw before. You had the background visible. You had you and maybe some guests on screen as well, but your screen share was fairly small. We had a lot of people ask, they said, I really want to share slides, but I still want to be on screen and I want those slides to be the full screen. And so the picture-in-picture layout does exactly that. Okay. Now this is a responsive layout. So if you go up to the comments and display that demo comment that they give you, go up to the comments tab to your right. Yep. Up, right. Yep. Click on that comment. And you'll notice it is responsive. So this is something to keep in mind is that you will move up. You won't be hidden behind the comment. Same with banners as well. So, just it's a different layout that provides another option. And yes, you can switch the people around. And as you add more people, if you had a stream with like 6 people, they would just kind of span across the bottom. And I think if you get to, I think it will display 6 or it's like 5 or 6. But then when you get over that, it actually will just shrink everybody and make everybody smaller.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is just just a new layout they added that just a lot of people, great for software tutorials, as Mike from Never Let the Machines Win, which is NLTMW. He's right. A lot of people were saying they wanted to do these tutorials, but they didn't want to be not on screen for their audience. So another really cool thing. VSG Life says, what are overlays? I need a beginner's video or stream it for dummies on how to use StreamYard. Overlays are, why don't you show an overlay? Do you have an overlay with maybe like one of your promo graphics or something?
I bet I do. So an overlay in general, is kind of what you're seeing with this production. Let me go back into here and we'll go into branding. And
what you see in that big box right there inside StreamYard is what your audience would see. So that's the big preview window is what they would see. Yeah, pull up the lamb. There you go.
You can have fun overlays like that. You can have call to action graphics, right? Or call to action overlays. Okay, I don't know where this came from, but I'm sure Paul put it in there. He's probably going to kill me for doing this, but you could do fun stuff like this.
Yeah. So it's just a fun Halloween graphic.
Yeah, yes. We had one of our Halloween graphics, right? So this is the kind of stuff that you can do. So we do have a whole store full of overlays that you can use on different platforms and softwares. But yeah, so fun stuff. Like overlays really, now it just won't stop.
Yep, there you go.
So overlays are something that you want to use to increase the professionalism of the look and feel of your content, to add a little bit more visual element. But it also, as you could see with the ghost and like the kitten or lamb or whatever, she uses animated graphics, right? Mel has animated graphics all the time with it.
Oh, yeah.
So you can really have a lot of fun and increase engagement from that perspective that will really help keep people there longer. They're going to be more loyal. You're going to get them to stay, and come back over and over. So a lot of benefits to them.
I love it adds a brand element to you and your streams, right? You're creating an experience for your audience. And when you use these overlays, you are literally, you're branding your live streams. So like I have these animated GIFs, right, that I started making, and it was kind of something I figured out. I was like, oh my gosh, I figured out you can actually upload a transparent GIF or GIF, whatever you want to, let's not even go there. You can upload one of those into these overlays and they work. So it's an animation, right? That's super cool that I used to say, dang it, I wish I could do that, but StreamYard, no, you can have these transparent ones. And so I figured out how to make myself into one. And again, what happens is my audience loves it. They know it. They know when I bring up, the dancing parrot. They know when I bring up myself, doing things. It's become part of my stream. And so I love what Lori was talking about. And it's just another way for you to create that connection with your audience, but also for them to create connection with you, kind of like how Lori has the Abby cam and, the other things. And we have Callie sometimes in the background on the couch. I love it when Callie's back there. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, these are brand elements. So just like your scene and your lights and, all those things and what you wear and your hairstyle, these overlays and these graphics that you use in your streams are also part of that. And so I love these applications like StreamYard that just make it literally so easy for anybody to do that.
I love that. We have lots of questions. So do we have any more?
Nope. That's basically the rundown.
There's a
honestly.
ton.
So
there's a ton
there's
of
a ton.
Stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
So remember, guys, with Hotkeys and Stream Deck, and I just came across a tweet yesterday or a couple days ago talking about the Steam Deck, and I was like, oh my gosh, Steam Deck, Stream Deck, StreamYard, it's all the streams. We have that video coming out soon, so we will have a tutorial on how to set up the hotkeys and all of the different functionality that you need to know about, including how not to do it the hard way like I did and use Melanie's trick for getting it from the store.
And are you going to create Stream Deck buttons for StreamYard? Are you guys going to maybe make
we already have some that work perfectly well for StreamYard, so
there you go.
Yeah, you got it. So like what she's talking about is how I customized my Stream Deck. Right here, how I customized my Stream Deck so that you can, have all of the different layouts and all of the different functionality for those hotkeys. And it's much more visual, so you're not having to be like, read your Stream Deck while you're doing, right? So really helpful from that perspective. Okay.
Yeah, you can minimize.
I keep changing my profiles.
Know what colors do what. I have animated ones. Have you ever used animated button graphics?
I have used them. I've asked about them. Come on, I can say.
Where's Paul? Paul, she goes through. Yeah, I love because you can use a GIF as a button as well, and I love it. I'm looking down like I gotta like it.
So VSG, this would be a background. So the pink purple background, that's what it's called in StreamYard and any other software. I can't think of another software that wouldn't be called that or something similar to it, right? So just a background, yeah.
The basic and the pro plans allow you to customize those. Yeah.
Thank you, Aina, for the super chats. Do the overlays and GIFs only work on the pro version?
No, they work on the basic plan or the professional plan. So the StreamYard has 3 plans right now. There's a free plan that, like I said, allows you to bring on guests, up to 6 guests actually. It allows you to do the, the banners and the tickers at the bottom and display and hide comments. If you want to have custom overlays, videos, then you're going to need to be on either the basic plan or the professional plan. The big differences right now between the basic and the professional are how many places that you can multi-stream to at the same time. So you can multi-stream to 3 destinations with the basic plan, but you can multi-stream up to 8 destinations with the pro plan. And then the other thing is that in the pro plan, you can have up to 10 people on screen with you, whereas the basic and the free, you can have 6 on screen with you. So there are definitely some other differences, but those are the really big ones.
Perfect. And how did we make that super chat? So the super chat thing, okay, so today, so that I could demo StreamYard well, like with that pip and show you guys what was going on, I am using ECAMM to stream today, and that's actually coming in as a widget through what's called Stream Elements. Also, Streamlabs is an option. And so we bring that in, and that's all customized by, you don't know, because you're new around here, you don't know the magical Mr. Paul Dixon. Paul Dixon is in the chat room.
So magical.
He is amazing. He does all of our graphics and customizations with those overlays. So you can do a lot of really fun stuff when it comes to that higher engagement. Haven't you figured out a way to do super chats on StreamYard? There you go. Wait, hold on. Let me go full screen. Is it a manual?
Yes.
Okay. So as soon as you see a stream super chat, all the S words, a super chat come in, you're manually hitting, which is totally fine as well, right?
So there's 2 things though. So in StreamYard, when a super chat comes in, so in the dashboard that Luria had up earlier, on the right side, you'll see all comments. If you're multi-streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, well, not Twitter because the comments don't come back, but you will see all comments from all destinations right in one place, which is super great. That makes it awesome when you're multi-streaming. Yes. But if a super chat comes in from YouTube, I love this, it's going to come in as a different color. And here's why it comes in a different color. Because when a super chat comes in, you want to acknowledge that as a streamer for sure. 1000%. You want to be able to say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for giving me money. I mean, they just gave you money.
Right?
You do not want to ignore them. Holy cow.
That would be rude.
So you literally, so in StreamYard, you can just click on that comment, display it, and here's what's cool. It's going to also display as a totally different color as well. So even your audience is going to see, oh, that one's special. So it's going to come in as a super chat. Now, what Luria is talking about is basically an automatic way to do it. You can totally do this if you really want to. If you want to use Stream Elements or Streamlabs, but you still want to stream with StreamYard, you could do what I do. So I actually use OBS. There you go.
And see how when one person does it, other people tend to do it, right? It increases.
Hey, little encouragement.
Little encouragement helps.
So yeah, so what I do is I actually use OBS Virtual Camera. So
yes.
OBS is a free application for PCs, right? Well, PCs and Macs, right? Is it PCs and Macs?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. I was like, whoa. So I use OBS. It's free. It is a very when I first opened it up, I was like, what is this?
It's a learning curve.
It takes a minute. It's no StreamYard. It's no login and you're ready to go live in 5 minutes and do awesome things. It's like, what the heck am I looking at? So anyway, I don't recommend this for beginners, but as you're ready to kind of maybe add a few things. So I'm like the master of duct taping things together. And so one of the things that I wanted to be able to do was my own countdown with I got inspired by Luria and I was like, I want a transparent countdown timer. This is how and why I learned OBS. And basically what I'm able to do is create that scene, use OBS Virtual Camera. And then when I go into StreamYard, when I select my webcam, I select OBS Virtual Camera. And so anything happening over in OBS is what's going to show up on screen as long as I'm full screen. So if Luria were to bring me back to both of us together, and then I did that, you're going to notice it's only going to be me because this is the webcam essentially. So that's something to keep in mind. But what I did is I used my Stream Deck, and with your Stream Deck, you can control and change your scenes around. That's how I'm able to switch my cameras by just simply clicking on my Stream Deck because, again, I'm using OBS.
Hey, there's that Stream Deck or the StreamYard pillow back there. Callie has one.
Oh, hey. Yeah, right back there. Addie loves that thing. She steals it all the time. Really? It's super soft. It really is a great pillow. And so I can use OBS for that as well. But what I did was I created a multifunction button where when I get somebody says, hey, I just subscribed to your channel.
Thank you, Einar.
So when somebody subscribes to my channel, they say they subscribe to my channel, you know, because I don't have all those elements, but you could totally attach those stream elements to OBS, and then it would just do everything. As long as you had it, it would do everything Luria's got. You would just need to make sure you're full screen or whatever. So you can totally use those things. People say that all the time. Oh, I really wish I could use stream elements or do all these things, you know, that I see with StreamYard. Well, you can. You just need a third-party application that you essentially use with StreamYard, and that'll allow you to do all these cool things. And so this is just a multi-function button. Well, you can't actually hear it, but literally I have music that plays, but I'm not using that audio interface for my mic today. So when I hit that button, it plays a song. It's an Epidemic Sound song, and it's like it plays puts that little scene in there with the GIF. So you can totally do very similar things that Luria is talking about with StreamYard, as long as you use something else.
Okay, we have, well, who knows what the future could hold.
The development team is going to like literally call me after this. What are you doing?
Yeah, don't say that. don't put pressure on us. So we have a lot of questions. Keith. And those of you who don't know, the pop-up is Callie, who we've mentioned throughout this. That's our community manager, essentially, community care hero.
I need to get my own pop-up sometime for your show. I need to find a pop-up.
Yes, totally. I need to load that in when you're on the show.
My life is complete when I'm a pop-up on Luria's show.
Don't forget, guys, I don't know why that made me remember, but don't forget, on Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific, that's 2, if I have my calculations correct, Eastern, you are going to want to show up to this channel because we have a big special announcement, and I can't tell you how like giddy I have been over the last couple of weeks putting all of this together for you. We have some really cool things that you're going to want to be a part of. So show up, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. If you're on our email list, we'll send you a reminder of that, but you do not want to miss this announcement, okay? So everybody with me, give me a big yes if you're going to show up on Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Give me a big yes in the comments. Mel will be there.
Lots of yeses.
Okay, so we have lots of questions. Let's see. Chris is having issues with background music because it sounds bad in StreamYard. He's using a wireless mic headset and maybe they're doing dance, so maybe a mixer. Any tips for making audio come in successfully?
Yeah, so I would say, so if you're using it just depends on what you're using. So you want to use some sort of interface. You can totally do this with StreamYard. You would just need to make sure. So you're going to get an audio input. You're going to get one audio input per webcam. So if you're on screen, it's going to say select your microphone, right? So for me, I actually use the Wavelink application, and I know Luria has a really great video on the Wavelink application and how to set it up on Mac or PC, and that is what comes with the Wave 1 or Wave 3, Elgato Wave 1 or Wave 3 mics. Rode has Rode Connect now. If you have a Rodecaster, any of those, you would be able to select that interface as your microphone. So it is, if you're playing music and it's coming through your mic, it's not going to sound good, and that's really not a StreamYard thing. That's just
a normal
setup,
live
right?
stream setup. Yeah.
So there shouldn't be any audio issues. I have great audio that comes out. The only thing I would say is maybe in your audio settings. So when you go into StreamYard and you go to your main settings, you're going to have an option with your microphone that's going to say, you're going to be able to check or uncheck echo cancellation, and then you can also check stereo. So if you uncheck echo cancellation, then make sure stereo is selected. That is actually going to improve the sound of that audio as well. But without really knowing the exact setup or whatnot, I can't totally troubleshoot, but our support team is really great with that. So if you send an email to support@StreamYard.com, give them all the details, exactly what you're using, all the hardware, everything, they will be able to tell you, oh, that's probably your setup, or they'll be able to say, oh, here's what you need to do to troubleshoot that. So they're really great with those types of things.
Yeah, and that's a perfect tip for any support that you ever respond to. Don't just say it's not working. Give them as many details as you can. That'll make your experience with a support team, any support team, much, much better. Okay, more questions, and we have limited amount of time. We are almost done here. Okay, so I love to see all of the yeses confirming that you are as excited as I am on about Monday. So I can't wait to see you there. Okay, so we have awesome wood things. What frame rates does StreamYard support?
Ooh, so I think as of right now, the frame rate is 30 frames per second. So I'm like 98% sure that is correct. So as of right now, it is 30 frames per second, regardless of what plan you're on. They do stream 1080p if you have 1080p on the Pro plan. So if you want 1080p, you're gonna I feel like they just changed it, and Basic might have 1080 as well now, but I can't remember. Maybe I'm confusing that with something else.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's yet. I don't think 1080p is in the basic plan. I think you have to be on the professional plan. And I believe it's 30 frames per second as of right now.
Cool. I am Hopfrog. Do the overlays and GIF only work on the Pro version of StreamYard?
Basic and Pro. Yep, Basic and Pro will give you that.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm not going to put your name up on screen today. Sorry. I'll call you Sundays. But says, I love StreamYard, but what makes it better than Restream?
Oh my gosh.
So okay, guys, we have a video for you.
We need a new one.
We do need a new one because both Restream and StreamYard have introduced updates. But Mel and I actually fought out this discussion of Restream versus StreamYard, and there have been the response to that video has been super awesome. People love that video because it really goes through all of the different pros and cons, and we give it a fair shot, right? So if there's something that's better on the other platform, then we capitulate to that, right? So that is a really good video for you to watch if you're trying to decide between StreamYard and Restream. Both platforms are awesome, guys. I mean, we both have preferences on certain things, and there are pros and cons because there are pros and cons to every single option out there for anything we're talking about in life, even mac and cheese, right? I mean, come on.
Yes.
Pros and cons to
brand
mac
matters.
Cheese.
Brand matters on mac and cheese.
It does.
Yeah. No,
it absolutely does.
You're totally right. And here's the thing. Both applications are super similar. They are very similar. They have a lot of the same features, but they're just laid out different. So some people, it's just a difference in preference of the user interface, honestly, for some people. Each platform has some things that are exclusive to that platform versus the other. So there's a lot of similar functionality, backgrounds, overlays, having guests, all that stuff, right? Multi-streaming. But there are a few things that are unique to each platform. And I do think that, Luria, we need to do another one of those videos because if you do watch that original video, there's a lot there, but there's been so much that's been developed since that video was published. So we might have to make another one of those.
Paul is saying it's been almost a year.
Yeah, it has.
I can't believe that. Okay, so new one coming out. You guys hit subscribe, hit those bell notifications. So yeah. And Sundays is saying I use both because they're both great but different. Yeah. Yep. Oh, which is correct, Mel or Melanie? Sorry.
Hey, all the cool kids call me Mel. That's what I'm saying. All the cool kids call me Mel. So
that's why I call her Mel, because I'm cool like that.
I saw it.
I don't think that works.
Because I'm cool like that.
I don't think you can call yourself cool.
You're totally cool. It's fun. I did see that someone said they didn't think they had hotkeys just yet. Hotkeys and Teams should be out to everyone. So you might log out of your account, log back in, but I think it's hard to find. So if you have to go into a broadcast. You have to enter the studio and then go out to the far right. You'll see a gear button. That's where you actually will. That's one of the things that I wish they would move. I wish they'd move the main settings into the main dashboard, like in the main menu, because you have to actually enter the studio to get to those main account settings. So that's why some people don't realize they have it because they can't find that actual gearbox. So
okay. So Dwight, I'm coming to your question. Don't ask your question twice. The best way you can get your question answered is by putting a Q in front of it, because there are so many comments coming that my team is gathering. And I'm not harping on you or anything. I'm just letting you know how kind of this works, because the team is gathering things in a queue. So we're coming to your question. Give us a second. But VSG says, do you need a Stream Deck in order to do interviews on StreamYard? Absolutely not. No.
No, you don't need a stream. You really don't need a Stream Deck. Like
No.
a Stream
It's my
Deck is
favorite
cool.
piece of tech, but you don't need it.
It's super awesome, and it can do things for other applications like Zoom and other things too. But you do not need a Stream Deck. You literally need a mouse. You actually don't even have to have a computer. You can do interviews with your mobile phone. What I love about StreamYard too is that it's mobile. People say, well, why isn't there an app? I'm like, you don't need an app. Just go to StreamYard.com in Safari or in Chrome if you're on an Android, and you literally have the whole StreamYard studio in your hand. The only thing you cannot do is use hotkeys. And the only other thing is that you can't share a screen or share a video, right? Because there's no screen to share. You're on the screen, and it's just kind of funky with the phone. So you don't even have to have a computer to do interviews. In fact, a lot of people, I've seen some big names, like they are using StreamYard, they are doing interviews, and they are literally using their phone. And the reason I know it is because they'll go like this. They go like that to do something. And I'm like, oh, they're on their phone. And you would never know. Funny. Because of what you're watching, it's this really great webcam, which is our phones are $1,000 because 900 of it is the camera in that thing. And so you don't even have to have a computer with a fancy mic or anything. You can just grab your phone and go live. That's what I love about it.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, I'll come to Dwight now. How do you put your name under your video like that? So understand that we're talking about, there's two different scenarios going on here, right? So currently what you're seeing is ECAMM, where I can have the double pip and individual ones for, and this is where, pros and cons come in, right? So I can have individual names for those different boxes. In StreamYard, what you're going to be looking at is things like,
go out to brand. If you go out to brand really quick,
okay,
all the way to the bottom, if you scroll all the way down, make sure that mark, if you check that,
there you go.
That's actually going to automatically do it for you.
Yeah. So you can customize it with some overlays, right, or some banners. But yeah, this button just does it. And so when I don't have Melanie in here, but it would swap over to her name when she was on screen. So, but it does it in the side by side view as well, correct?
It does. Yep, it sure does.
So there you go. So there are your options in terms of getting names on screen. Okay, we're late.
Shocker. I told you, shocker.
When Mel and I get together, I'm sorry, guys. Like, are you okay with us sticking around just a couple minutes longer? Are you okay?
They're totally fine. They're totally fine.
They have to say yes. Okay, so next question was from TA Tech. I use Irian as a webcam app, but last time I used it looked blurry. Is it fixed, or should I find a new app? Is that something that a lot of StreamYard users are using?
So Irian is a free, it's basically a web interface. Or it's kind of like ECAMM or Camo, Reincubate Camo. Essentially what it is to use a phone with any application as a webcam, you need to download an app, any of these apps, download that app, and then you also download usually something on your computer. Irian or Irian, I can never know how you pronounce it. It's free, so it's a free one, so it's pretty popular. But ECAMM, I believe, is from Elgato.
Or
really
Camo.
Great. Yes, and Reincubate Camo is a really good one as well. So, what ECAMM or any of those do is it's going to basically help your computer recognize your phone as a webcam, which is great if you don't have a high-end. I always tell people, if you're wanting to buy a DSLR camera like mine or like Luria's, you could just use your phone for now that you already have and save your money instead of buying a webcam to get you by for now. Save that money, use your camera or your phone for a while so that you can take that $150, $200 and contribute it towards buying, a used Sony A6100 or a brand new camera or something. So people, I think, don't realize you can do that. And so Irian, as far as it being blurry, I don't know. What I would suggest you do is I would uninstall the application from your computer. I would uninstall it from your phone and just start the process over again. Sometimes these applications do have updates, and sometimes they don't always update on your software, especially if you're using a free version. Sometimes they can be a little clunky. So I would just remove it, download it again, or try Reincubate Camo, ECAMM. There's actually others out there.
And also check the resolution on that app, because I have had a situation where I bring in something and it's like set for 360p, right? And like, what's going on here? Like, nobody wants that.
360p is like AOL days. Like, wah, wah.
Okay, you guys, we have a ton of questions still that we haven't answered. Just one final one from Keith. I just imported a transparent animated GIF as an overlay, but it's too big. How can I make it smaller and just in the lower corner of the screen? That's how you build it out in the first place.
It is. So essentially what you're going to want to do, Keith, is you're going to need to use an application that actually is going to... So you're going to need to open up an app that lets you design it that way. Wave Video is actually a great application that I would consider. I've been kind of dabbling with it lately. You cannot do, a lot of people ask me if you can do this in Canva. You cannot at this time, although the Canva team is working on enhancements to the video editor and all those things. I'm a certified Canva creative, and I know that they've been asked about transparent backgrounds with GIFs and things. And so it's possibly coming, but you have to basically either hire a magical Paul Dixon to do this for you, or go to Fiverr.com, maybe ask somebody. But you just need to use an application that'll allow you to resize it, reposition it, and then have a transparent background. And that's really the trick, is finding an application that will allow you to export that as a GIF file with that transparent background. The other thing that's important to note is that 3 megabytes or less. That's exactly what I was about to say. So it has to be 3 megabytes or less, and really it has to kind of be 2.999999. It can't be 3.
Okay.
I don't think it can be 3. So it has to be under 3 megabytes. That's as of right now. So that actually can be tricky to get a animated GIF down that small.
Okay, guys, don't forget, Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific, show up. You won't want to miss this, a big announcement from Live Streaming Pros. I'm very, very, very excited about it, if you can't tell. And I want to give a massive, massive shout out to Mel. Somebody said they can't believe they haven't subscribed to your channel yet, so I'm glad that you have fixed that. Go subscribe. And you will get a little confetti from Mel, I'm sure. Hang out with her. She's live weekly. Tell us when and where and all of the good stuff.
Yes. So essentially, I am live on Tuesdays. My schedule is a little wonky right now because I have a child. I'm a single mama, and I got to go pick her up from school, and it kind of gets in the way of the schedule sometimes. But usually it's between noon or 1. I am live on Tuesdays over at Melanie Diane. So it's at Melanie Diane. You can find me on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. But honestly, the party is on YouTube right now for me. I feel like that's where all the fun is happening. I do tutorial videos as well. And then, I got to give a plug. I got to say, StreamYard's channel is really great. You'll see a lot of me over on the StreamYard channel every Wednesday, actually. We do a show called Ask StreamYard where we take questions and we answer them, and we take a deep dive on those things. We did a 3-hour stream this Wednesday because we talked about all these features and we answered all the questions that everybody had. And so, so you can also check me out over on the StreamYard channel. So make sure you go subscribe at the StreamYard channel. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. Lots of great content to help you with your live streams as well and using the StreamYard application.
Perfect. So you guys, lots to take in from that perspective. We can't tell you what it is. That would ruin the announcement and the surprise.
It's a secret. Surprise.
It's a secret. All right, you guys, put your dancing shoes on. Those of you who are new around here don't know this yet. If you didn't join us during the pre-show, we dance this baby in, and at the end of the show, we dance this baby out. So put those dancing shoes on. Are you ready, Mel?
I was born ready. Let's do
it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.